We're now joined by LAFC head coach Bob Bradley. Bob is going to start with opening remarks of his own, and then we're going to continue into the question and answer session. Bob, take it away.
Thank you. I'm going to start with the way we as a team handled the National Anthem. I want that to be clear because in recent months, within the team, within the club, we've had some important discussions. We were very clear with all our players that the organization stood behind the personal feelings of players in terms of whether to kneel or stand. But that discussion had to go deep to understand also what's going on in our country and the recognition of Black Lives Matter and the need for change to find ways to end racial inequality, to change the way we police. So in the discussions, there were a few of us that still made the decision to stand for the National Anthem for personal reasons. I'm going to quickly give my personal reasons, but I don't want it to be about me. I stand for the National Anthem to show respect for the men and women that have served our country. That's a personal decision. It's also personal in that my father, when he was 18 years old, enlisted in the Marines. Some months later, he was in Korea on the front line at the Chosin Reservoir. And he was awarded a Purple Heart. And I always think about our veterans. I think about our first responders. And so what we thought is that we would leave it open for players, but then when the National Anthem ended, every one of us would take a knee together to show solidarity, to show a real commitment towards the Black Lives Matter movement, the way players in the league have embraced that. And again, to show that as a club, we stand for change and that we feel that we can be united in the way that we try to push for a more just society. So a lot of thought, a lot of discussion, important discussions, and I just wanted to be clear the way it was handled and the type of discussions that are going on inside our team and inside our club. Now to the football. It's easy to see that we are in a period where it's well below our standards. And there's only one thing we can do. We have to play ourselves out of it. We've had discussions. We've had moments when we felt that it was going in a good direction. But to a man right now, we have to embrace that as good a team as we've been, as much as we've had some really good games not that long ago, with everything going on right now, we've lost our way. And tonight was a strange night because given all the matches of late, we needed to rotate the team. It was important to get some young guys on the field in the first half. It's a big ask for Mohamed Traore and for Bryce to start their first games. Important for Andy Nahar to get 45 minutes in his return to play. Started out with some nerves. I thought we pulled ourselves together. We made changes at halftime with the idea that we could really push hard in the second half to get 3 points. And the way we started the second half is indicative of where we are right now. Off the kickoff, long ball, we don't do well enough competing for the first ball. We end up giving the throw in, goes out for a corner, and the ball on the corner comes right past 2 or 3 guys. We don't move out again. Opportunities to win the ball, and then that quickly we're down 2-0. So our set piece weaknesses continue to show up. Not so much on first balls, but on second balls and clearing balls. Those things have hurt us all year. So we're going to just continue to work through things. But as I said to the team, we just have to play through it. We can't forget what it means to play for this club, what it means to play for our supporters. Even when a game's not going our way, we've got to find a way that we fight till the end, not show frustration. Those are difficult asks, especially when you consider everything that's going on, but that's the only way we're going to do it.
Thank you, Bob. First question to Jose Lopez. Josue, please unmute yourself.
Hi, Bob. Good evening. I see that you made 6 changes in your relationship to last game against Galaxy. Was there any positive outcomes from players like Traore and others that you put at the beginning of the game, if possible, especially for first half?
What's positive is getting guys on the field, getting them some experience. With all the games coming in a short amount of time, the decisions to make that many changes were all based on minutes and loads, and just the feeling that we couldn't continue to just push the same group 90 minutes and turn it around that fast.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question to Giovanni Garcia. Gio, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, Bob. In back-to-back games, you guys have had opportunities, and it's been difficult. It looked like Brian Rodriguez had a pretty good game this game. And you mentioned the set pieces. Obviously, both goals came from set pieces. Can you just
actually, Gio?
Oh, sorry, all 3 goals. Why can you elaborate a little bit more why that's been with this team?
You have to look at each one's different, so it's not hard to put a finger on one thing. I think it's still a lot about awareness as a set piece develops, whether a ball's coming through your zone on the ground, in the air, can you be first? Oftentimes, we're not dealing with the second phase of the set piece well. And so obviously, if you clear a ball, but you don't clear it well, now there's a moment where everybody has to reorganize quickly and deal with the next part of the play. And that's probably the area that we've handle the worst. It's oftentimes the second part of a set piece where we don't clear well, and now we've got to handle moving out and dealing with the next moment.
Thank you. Next question to Katia Castorena. Katia, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you. Hi, Bob. Given the circumstances, is it a moment to just be patient, or is it a moment to be worried? What's the approach that needs to be taken right now?
It's a mix of patience and finding the right way to engage players, especially individually. I think since we've come back from Orlando, there's so many guys that are in different places. Gio, I think it was Gio who mentioned Brian Rodriguez. It's been a tough stretch for him, but I would agree that tonight was a little bit better. So that's positive. So we'll try to build on that. Diego has tried to take so much responsibility with Carlos out, with Edward out, tonight with Mark out. It's a new challenge for him to have that much on his shoulders. I think he continues to push hard. Tonight wasn't his best night. I thought he put in an incredible effort against the Galaxy. I think he just kept going and going. So you want to keep trying to encourage him. Young player like Seafood's making progress, so patience and continuing to try to help him. So you've got cases like that, and then you've got other guys that in the moment have lost a little confidence and a little focus. And so it's, like I said, there's so many different cases going on right now that I think a lot of the work is individual, so that then it can show itself in the whole group. But man, oh man, right now you can just see with different guys, loss of confidence, not the highest levels of concentration. And so we've just got to keep trying to help each guy with the things that we see.
All right, and that's it for Bob. Thank you, Bob. We are now joined by LAFC's Bryce Duke. Please use the raise your hand button if anybody has a question. Bryce, why don't you start by telling us about your first start, how it was being out there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere with fans, of course, kind of brings back memories because I was at RSL before. So, perfect opportunity to get to start, my first MLS start. Unfortunately, we didn't come out with the result, but it's hard to look on the brighter side of things with a result like that. So, we just need to move forward, put this loss behind us, and just keep doing what we do. And hopefully we get back in our routine.
Thanks. Next question to Christian Aparicio. Christian, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, Bryce. Wanted to ask about when you found out you were going to start and how you felt leading up to the match.
I actually found out yesterday before we left. We did a few training sessions kind of to make sure that the team that was starting had chemistry and know what we were doing. But once I found out I was starting, big smile came on my face because it's been a dream of mine ever since, and now the dream has come true. But again, unfortunately, we didn't get the result on a day like this for me. But we keep our heads down and keep grinding. So.
And next question to Katya Castorena. Katya, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you. How's just everybody in the locker room, and how can you guys kind of like turn everything around? You're not getting the results, and it's something that we hadn't seen before, in 4 losses in the last 5 matches.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a change in attitude in the locker room just because we know the standard that we can set because we're a top team. And in the past few years, we've proven that. So, yeah, it's definitely something that it's tough for us to go through this tough stretch, but all good teams do it. It's just a matter of we just need to start getting focused and focus on the positives and then just go from there. And hopefully we can change this bad stretch for us, and hopefully we can get the wins like we used to.
Thank you, Katya. Next question to Giovanni Garcia. Gio, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, Bryce. Congrats on getting your first start. Obviously, tough back-to-back losses, but you guys have had the opportunities. What's like the room in the locker room? Because you guys have had those opportunities. Is it games are slipping away from you guys, or you guys not being able to capitalize? Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's bad luck, but we've definitely had our share of opportunities in the past games that we lost. I feel like in those games, including this one, if we were to just put a few goals in first half, like we should, like we've done in the past, then the results are going to be dramatically different. We're not going to be losing 3-0, 3-1. So I feel like we just need to get back in the groove of things and start getting those goals early because that sets the tone for us, and that's what we really need in this moment in time.
Thank you. Best of luck for the next game.
Thank you. And last question to Josue Lopez. Josue, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, Bryce, good evening. How do you guys as a team plan to come out of this bad momentum that you're having? What is said in the locker room about it?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we have to get our mentality back on track. We can't dwell on these losses. And then also we just got to keep playing our game. So nothing's going to change, just our mentality and the way we do things. We're all gonna play the same way of soccer that we know how to play. So in the locker room, that's pretty much what we've been told. We go into a bad stretch, every team does it. we just need to focus on that next part and hopefully go through the winning streak again. So yeah.
Thank you.
And that'll be all for Bryce today. Thanks, Bryce. Next, we have Adrian Perez. Reminder, please use the raise your hand button for any questions. Adrian, why don't you just tell us a little about what you saw last night? You know, the team struggled to really find its footing at the start of the game, and then, you know, again, started to find a little more chemistry as the game go on, and we saw how it all ended. Why don't you just talk a little about what you saw tonight?
I think we're just going through, a rough stretch. A lot of things aren't really going our way. But that being said, I think we just got to keep a positive attitude, and we got to look towards the next game and just keep going.
Perfect. And we've got our first question from Christian Aparicio. Christian, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, Adrian, can you speak a little bit about the front three and their pressing and maybe some of the chances going bagging, but I feel like you guys are knocking on the door. It's just a matter of time until the chances land.
Yeah, like I said, I think we're just going through this rough stretch. I feel like the mentality is there. I just think it's a little bit difficult for us, but we just gotta keep striving for that next goal, for that next chance, and just keep making opportunities. Finding a way how to do something when you're going through this rough patch.
Thank you. And our next question to Alexandria Sturgios. Alexandra, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you. Good night. Adrian, leaving aside the result, this is the first time you guys played with fans in the stadium since the MLS restarted. What were the emotions? How did the environment feel? And at the end, does it motivate you as players?
I'm sorry, what was that last part? I didn't catch it.
Of course, that if at the end, does it motivate you as players?
Okay. I thought the attitude coming into the game was good. We all felt good. We had good positive talks and just good bonding from what had happened in the game. A bit of unlucky, and of course, just not everyone all of us, including me, giving it 110%. And what was that last question? I'm sorry.
Just like if this motivates you as players, like the people inside the stadium nowadays.
Yeah. I think we were motivated. I think we're gonna continue to be even more motivated. This is just a test, and we just gotta get through it. Gotta find ways to see the next step.
Thank you.
Thank you. And next question to Katya Castorena. Katya, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you. Can I do this one in Spanish? Te puedo preguntar en español.
Sí.
¿Cómo está el vestidor? ¿Qué tan desgastante mentalmente puede ser esta racha negativa, el que no lleguen los resultados? ¿Qué tan difícil se está convirtiendo esto en poderle dar vuelta a la página y encontrar el estilo de nuevo?
Pues, yeah, we're just going through a rough stretch. It's difficult. It's a difficult time, but every team goes through something like this, and it's just something we have to learn how to, get over it and take anything we can to get to the next level, to pass this rough patch. we're going through.
Thank you. And last question tonight to Josue Lopez. Josue, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, Adrian. You know, in comparison to the first two seasons, the sharpness has not been the same. That's clear. What do you think it's missing?
To be honest, I think we're just all a little bit confused right now, but I think we just gotta get over this. We all know how to play soccer, and yeah, the last 2 years have been good. But like I said, you know, every team goes through a rough stretch, and sometime in their seasons. So it's just something we got to keep looking forward to, and just keep progressing, and find ways to get out of this.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's going to be it for us tonight. Thank you, Adrian. And reminder, I'm going to send out a recording of this press conference right as soon as it's downloaded. If anybody does not receive these emails, please send a message to lafcpr@lafc.com, and we will make sure that you get added. Thanks again, and have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.